Hey guys, today I'll cover the changes to the Euro USD's daily bias from last week, and more of the Aussie USD's weekly bias still hasn't formed any lower confirmation in either direction. Okay, so let's cover the Euro USD. Okay, this is the daily chart. Let me run you by the current setup I'm looking at. So the last daily long trade that formed was right here, and the last daily short trade that formed was right here. And if you recall, right at this point right here, there was lower confirmation confirming this bias to be short. Or in other words, price is likely to reach this pivot low before reaching this pivot high. And so throughout this week, price was heading toward its main target levels all the way down here. However, 2 days ago, right at this point right here, there was a new daily short trade that formed. And so you want to remember, when there's a new trade that forms within a bias, the bias is reset. Okay, so the new bias parameters is between this pivot high and this pivot low right here. So until there's a new lower confirmation that forms, this daily bias is reset back to neutral. Okay, let me explain this setup in a little bit more detail. Let's go over to the 1 hour chart. Okay, so on this 1 hour chart, initially that daily bias was between this pivot high and this pivot low right here. And if you recall last week on my weekly analysis, I was mentioning that there was strong short strength formed right at this level right here, confirming that bias to be short. Or in other words, price is likely to reach this pivot low before reaching this pivot high. Okay, and furthermore, I was also mentioning I was looking for an aggressive entry setup. However, as price was going toward its main target, all these areas right here, I was watching the 15-minute and 5-minute chart. However, there was no aggressive entry setups. Okay, and then 2 days ago at these areas right here, there was a new daily short trade that formed, resetting that original daily bias and making the new risk parameters between this pivot high now and this pivot low. Okay, so at this point, I'm looking for a 1 hour and above lower confirmation to confirm this new daily bias. Okay, so for example, I tried on this trend line from this pivot to this pivot right here. Now, if we could get a dip in price and price comes up to this trend line right here, break it out, and immediately break back in. However, price comes up to that pivot high to create strong long strength. Well, that'll confirm that daily bias to be long. Or in other words, price is likely to reach this pivot high before reaching this pivot low. Okay, but at the current moment, this daily bias is still neutral. And I'll keep you guys updated when a new lower confirmation forms. Okay, so that's it for this weekly analysis. Hope you guys have a great week, guys. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.